Rain fell like shattered glass across the dim streets of New York, the kind of rain that blurred faces, erased footsteps, and swallowed secrets whole. A single streetlight flickered over the corner of 5th and Lexington, its orange glow dancing across puddles as thunder rolled above the skyline. A woman ran through that rain, soaked, trembling, clutching a small duffel bag to her chest. Her name was Lena Morris. Her heart pounded louder than the thunder, her breath breaking in uneven gasps. She didn't dare look back, but she could feel him behind her, Evan, the man she once called her fiancé. The man who had turned her life into a cage. Her shoes slapped against wet pavement. The city around her was still awake. Taxis honked, people hurried under umbrellas, oblivious to the fear that had consumed her world. She had one thought in her mind: get away. Just get away. Evan's voice echoed behind her, distorted by the storm. Lena, you can't run forever. She didn't answer. Her tears mixed with the rain as she turned into a quiet side street, her breath shaking. She stopped for just a moment, leaning against a cold brick wall, trying to catch her breath. Her fingers were trembling as she fumbled in her bag for her phone. The screen was cracked, almost dead. 1% battery. She had no one to call. And then, through the mist and the rainfall, she saw headlights. A black car, sleek, low, and silent, idled at the curb. The windows were tinted. The engine hummed like a heartbeat. She hesitated for a moment, but when she heard footsteps echoing from behind, Evan's, her instincts took over. She stumbled toward the car, pounding on the window. Please, she shouted through the glass. Please, can I hide in your car? He's coming. The window rolled down slowly, revealing a man in his mid-30s, dressed in a dark coat. His eyes, gray, cold, and unreadable, studied her face. His voice, when he spoke, was calm, deep, and dangerous. Get in. Lena didn't think twice. She opened the door and slid into the passenger seat. The warmth of the car wrapped around her like a false sense of safety. She slammed the door shut just as Evan turned the corner, yelling her name into the storm. The driver pressed a button. The window rolled up. The outside world disappeared. Drive, Lena whispered, her voice breaking. Please, just drive. The man gave a small nod. The car rolled forward, smooth and silent. For several minutes, neither of them spoke. The sound of rain on the roof filled the silence. Lena's breathing slowed, though her hands still shook. She turned to look at him. His jaw was sharp, his expression unreadable, his hands steady on the wheel. Thank you, she whispered. You just saved my life. The man didn't look at her. Who was he? My ex, she said. He's not well. I just needed to get away. He nodded slightly, his eyes still on the road. You picked a dangerous city to run in. She gave a shaky laugh. I didn't pick anything. I just ran. The car glided through wet streets, turning down darker alleys. The city lights thinned out. Lena frowned. Where are we going? Somewhere safe, he replied. His tone was steady, too steady. Something about the way he said it made her uneasy. I can drop you off anywhere you want, he added after a pause. But not here. It's not a good place to be alone at night. Lena looked out the window. They were leaving downtown. The buildings were older here, the streets quieter. She thought about asking his name, but something about him made her hesitate. Finally, she said softly, I didn't even ask, who are you? He glanced at her. Call me Nikolai. There was something foreign in his accent, faintly Eastern European. She didn't know it yet, but half of New York knew that name. The other half was too afraid to say it. They drove for a while longer until the car turned into a narrow street lined with warehouses. He parked near a steel gate. Two men stepped out of the shadows as the car stopped. Large men, dressed in black, armed. They nodded respectfully at Nikolai but looked at Lena with suspicion. She froze. Who are they? My associates, Nikolai said simply. He got out of the car, walked around to her door, and opened it. Come inside. You're safe here. Every instinct in Lena's body screamed not to follow him. But where could she go? The rain still poured, and she could almost hear Evan's voice echoing through the night. She stepped out. Inside the warehouse was unexpected luxury. Dark leather furniture, golden lighting, expensive whiskey bottles on polished shelves. It didn't look like a hideout. It looked like power. Sit, Nikolai said, motioning to a chair. She obeyed. Her wet hair clung to her face. He handed her a towel, then poured 2 glasses of whiskey. "You don't have to be afraid," he said. "No one will hurt you here." She looked at him carefully. "You sound sure of that." "I am." He sat across from her, his gaze sharp but oddly calm. "You're running from one monster. You just happened to find another." The words sent a chill down her spine. "What do you mean?" He leaned back. "I mean, Lena, that people like me don't do anything for free." She swallowed. "I just needed help. I didn't mean to." "I know," he said softly. "And you'll get your help. But in my world, nothing happens without a reason." Silence. She didn't know what to say. The rain beat harder against the roof, lightning flashed, and for a brief moment, she saw the glint of a gun holster beneath his coat. Her pulse quickened. Nikolai took a sip of his drink and watched her over the rim of his glass. "Do you know who I am?" Lena shook her head. He smiled faintly. "Good. Keep it that way." He stood and walked to the window, his silhouette framed against the storm outside. "You can stay here tonight. Tomorrow, I'll make arrangements. You'll disappear from whoever's chasing you." Her voice trembled. "Disappear?" He turned to face her. "You wanted to run, didn't you? I can make sure no one ever finds you." His tone was calm, but the way he said it made her feel like disappearing might not mean what she thought it did. That night, Lena lay awake on the leather couch in his office, listening to muffled voices from the other room. She heard the words shipment, territory, traitor. And once, the name Victor. When morning came, the rain had stopped. Sunlight broke through the warehouse windows, revealing a new world. Silent, expensive, and dangerous. Nikolai was already up, speaking quietly with one of his men. When he saw Lena awake, he dismissed the man with a nod. "Coffee?" he asked. She nodded. "Thank you. For last night." He gave her a small smile that didn't reach his eyes. "Don't thank me yet." Before she could ask what he meant, the door slammed open. A man stormed in, tall, furious, his hair slicked back. "Evan." Lena. Her heart stopped. "No. How did you?" Evan's eyes burned with rage as he pointed at Nikolai. "Who the hell is this?" Nikolai didn't move. His men appeared instantly, guns drawn. "You made a mistake walking in here," Nikolai said quietly. Evan sneered. "You think I'm scared of you? She's mine." Lena cried out. "No. I'm not yours. Please, just let me go." Nikolai's expression darkened. In one swift motion, he pulled a gun from his coat and aimed it at Evan's chest. "Last chance. Walk away." For a moment, the room froze. Rain began again outside, faint and distant. Evan smirked, and reached into his jacket. There was a flash, a sound like thunder. Lena screamed. Evan fell first, a red bloom spreading across his shirt. But another sound followed, a second shot. Lena turned, her eyes wide. Nikolai stood still, but there was blood on his side. He staggered, gripping the edge of the desk. She ran to him, her hands trembling. "No, no, please." He looked at her, his gray eyes softer now. "I told you, people like me don't get happy endings. Nikolai, stay with me." He smiled faintly, his voice a whisper. "You wanted to disappear, didn't you? Maybe now you can." He fell to the floor. Lena pressed her hands against the wound, sobbing. But the blood kept coming. The warehouse filled with the sound of sirens in the distance. She looked around. Evan's body lay motionless. Nikolai's men were shouting, trying to move her away. But she couldn't let go. Outside, the rain poured harder again, washing the blood into the street. When the police arrived, they found only 2 bodies. Lena Morris was gone. Some said she vanished that night, disappeared into the chaos of the city. Others whispered that she never left at all, that Nikolai's men took her somewhere no one could find. But those who knew Nikolai Romanov, the man the underworld called the Ghost King, believed something else. They said he always got what he wanted. And maybe, even in death, he wasn't done with her yet. Because sometimes, the most dangerous promises are the ones made in the rain. And on that stormy New York night, 2 lost souls crossed paths, both running from their pasts, both destined to destroy each other. The city forgot them by morning. But in the quiet corners of the underworld, whispers remained. She ran from her ex, and found the devil instead.